This is Shaila, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, SNS College of Engineering. Today we are here with the topic probability and statistics, discussing in the process of DT. The topic which I have chosen is testing of hypothesis. I think you all know what is testing of hypothesis. Can anyone tell me what is hypothesis? Any statement. Say if I say that the chocolates in a chocolate company, for one day, if the chocolate production is about 1 ton of chocolate is being produced. A company gives this statement. We don't just blankly accept this statement. That statement should be taken under study. We decide whether to accept it or reject it. To be very simpler, when we have a discussion saying that first year result is overall result percentage, it is around 70. If this statement is given, we don't accept the statement. The statement may not be accepted as it is. What we do is, for that what we do? We go for analysis. For that department-wise strength should be taken, pass percentage should be taken, then overall you should conclude whether it is accepted or not. So this is testing of hypothesis, is taking such a statement and deciding whether to accept it or not. In acceptance or rejecting, you have two types of sampling. One is large sample, the other one is small sample. We know what is sample. Sample, what do you mean by sample? No, talking
taken
sample.
for the consideration.
Taken for consideration. If I buy a rice, if I'm going to buy for a new rice, what we do is first we take 1 kg for sample, we cook it, we see. If a new brand of chocolate comes, we don't go just like that, we don't buy chocolates. First we taste, we see how it is. So the one which you take it for tasting, you call it as a sample. From that sample we decide. So here, first from the sample size only you decide whether it is small sample or large sample. Small sample means it should be less than 30. Your sample size, if it is less than 30, it is small sample. If your sample is greater than equal to 30, more than 30, you call it as large sample. Small sample, you have varieties of tests. T-test, F-test, chi-square test. T-test means test of mean. Mean is nothing but your average. T-test speaks about testing the mean. Z-test means it comes under large. We'll see first for sample. Then if after T-test we have F-test. F-test is for variance. This variance means in majority of places we go with variance test because it gives more accurate data. Chi-square test is individual. If I take a chocolate, the chocolate's individual quality can be measured. Whether it is the sweetness is nice, whether it is has a sour taste, anything can be spoken in chi-square. Chi-square speaks about character. Now we'll see about T-test. T-test, as I told you all, it is about mean, right? So first, what and all are the things that you need in T-test? What and all data if you have, you can proceed the test.
First, T-test is for mean. So using the data, we have to find next second important standard deviation. Next, we have to check for the hypothesis. Or using hypothesis.
No, my question is what and all are the data that are required?
So population mean, standard deviation and sample.
Oh. Population mean means wholesome data. Overall data is given, that you call it as population. From that, if you take 10 to 15 data, you call it as sample. For this, standard deviation should be known. Standard deviation is not a single term. You get standard deviation from variance. If all these data are calculated and if you get it, from this you can go for your calculation process. First, when you start the process, as I told you, it is hypothesis testing. So we go with the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis means, what do you mean by null hypothesis?
Completely agreeing with the
Completely. Null means it's zero. That is, whatever statement is given, blankly you are accepting it. Yes, it's right. So here you are accepting that population is right. What say the they say that the pass percentage is 70, I am accepting for the whole sum. So I am taking it as mu is equal to 70, I am accepting it. Alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis, I can have three categories. One is totally disagreeing, the other is partially agreeing, whether it is greater or it can be smaller. If something is mentioned, if they ask whether it is greater to the previous result, then you go with right way. When they say that if it is lesser to the previous result, then I go with left way. So you have three categories in alternative hypothesis. But in null hypothesis, you just agree as it is. Now, whatever data if I calculate, whatever I do, how do I accept or reject? For that, I should have some limit that you call it as your level of significance or your tolerance level. It gives by a bell curve, that is your normal curve which we study in probability. In that, the mid part of the bell curve, that you call it as tolerance limit. When your calculated value lies within this, you accept your data. When it is outside it, you reject your data. So for that level of significance, you have the level of significance table for t-test. Okay? Level of significance, it ranges from 1%, 5%, 10%. 10% is higher level. When we go for a production of very good, maybe refrigerators or AC products, products in the higher level. In that case, you need 10%. When it comes for chocolates, or normal water bottle, the small things that we use, in that case, 5% is enough. Maximum we don't go with 1%. Maybe for very minor cases where we have a pencil, maybe you have a pen. In that cases, you can go for 1%. Depending upon the product, the percentage differs. Here, in general, always we go with 5%. So with this 5% value, you have test statistics formula. You substitute all your data over there and you have your table value, you have your calculation value. Now, if your calculated value is less than table value, you say that whatever